Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. We've got a great one for you today. We've got 12 shocking business facts that I think are going to blow everybody away right now. Before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Share this with all your friends and colleagues. And one thing that we've been following a lot on is the EIDL and PPP loans. And there's a man in Henderson, Nevada, a man named Brandon Cassett, that went out and borrowed $350,000 with a PPP loan and $150,000 of an EIDL loan. And Brandon used the money for his screen printing business, and he also said that he owned a charity. So he got money for the screen printing business, for the PPP money, and then the EIDL money for the charity. And Brandon went out and name of the business was Skylar CF Foundation, which for the charity, which I found out was for cystic fibrosis, which makes this even worse. So allegedly, this guy did this. And what he did was he said that, first of all, that the charity employed 32 people, and it didn't. And the one thing about Nevada is that if you have wages over, I believe it's $225, you have to pay the unemployment tax on that. So this is where people are going to get caught. This is where trouble is coming to all these people that lied on the PPP loans and the EIDL loans, is when they said, we have 150 employees, and they don't. This is how this guy got caught. Plus, this guy wrote himself checks, 23 friends, family members, his teenage son, his wife, checks for $8,300, stating that they were for back pay and for pandemic pay. And anyways, the guy didn't have the employees, and they all gave the money back to him and funneled it back to the charity. And he went out and bought a $400,000 house in Henderson, Nevada. And they caught him, and trouble is coming his way in a big way. So allegedly, he did this, and he's going to face criminal charges. He's already been in court once. And again, you're going to see a lot of people go through this. So let's get into it in the 12 shocking business facts right now. Now, this list is serious. This should make you think of one thing, and that is preparation, and how you're going to prepare to move your business forward with what I'm about to go through with you. Number one, City of San Francisco, their Chamber of Commerce, has stated that over 50% of all the storefronts in the city of San Francisco are closed, and they will not come back. I myself have gone to San Francisco the last 5 years in January for the JP Morgan conference. There's 12 other satellite conferences in the city, plus hundreds of other mixers, meetings, and things like that. And it's always been packed. 2020 in January, it's about 3 weeks before my conference, it was off this year. The city was incredibly dangerous. It was incredibly unsafe. Just really, really bad. But the crowd was definitely off. And we noticed, businesses going out of business then. So number two, New York has reported in the month of July that they have 20% unemployment right now, and which is horrible in the month of July. We don't know the August numbers yet. They also say that 83% of all the restaurants in New York have not paid their rent for the last month. So that's just a shocking figure. And number three, in 2020, the state of Louisiana has lost twice the amount of jobs that it did after Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina completely decimated Louisiana, and COVID-19 did another number on it. Now, they're about to be hit with Hurricane Laura, so it's going to be really bad. A lot of people out of work, a lot of people facing eviction there. We talked about that in the last video. It's just really, really bleak. South Carolina has an eye-popping 52% of all the renters are at risk of eviction because they haven't paid their rent. 52%. That's crazy, okay? Now, Americans owe an average of more than $21 billion in rent right now. $21 billion in unpaid rent has not been paid across America. 27% of all Americans did not make their rent or mortgage payment in the last 30 days. Which again is shocking. According to the Bankers Association, the delinquency rate on mortgages increased over 386 basis points, which is 386 times. There's the most rapid rise ever since they've kept track of this margin and this stat. Overall, 27% of all Americans did not make their mortgage payment in the last 30 days. The next thing, okay, what are we at? Number 7 now, I think. Bankruptcies. U.S. bankruptcies are at their highest level in 10 years. Now, if you are contemplating filing bankruptcy, I wouldn't do it right now. I would wait. I would put all my ducks in a row, and I would see exactly what's going to happen, and I wouldn't do it until the absolute last possible minute. Again, when people that owe people money, and they've had this successful business, or they've just ran their life, and all of a sudden people start calling, they seem to panic. Oh, file bankruptcy, it'll stop. You need to take a step back and just not have that knee-jerk reaction right now, and make sure that that's the right thing to do. But I mean, it is crazy, okay, how many people are filing bankruptcy. And the stats that we found out was that for companies that have over $1 billion in assets, it's being projected that there'll be a record number of bankruptcies for them too. So people have property, they have assets, equipment, inventory, and can't sell it and can't make any money with it. Next thing, world trade. The world trade, not just the United States, but around the entire globe, has plunged to the lowest levels since they've kept records since June. Okay, in June it hit the lowest level ever since they've kept these records in 50 some years of doing this. Number 9, hotel mortgages. Hotel mortgages are at the worst point that they've been at in since they've kept these records as well. Over 23% of all hotels are past due over 30 days in their mortgages. So you're going to see, again, I went through the housing market, everybody's in forbearance. You go through the commercial real estate space, and you've got all these people that are even bailing out on commercial real estate. Now you've got the hotels that are not paying their mortgages. So you're going to see a flood of bankruptcies and foreclosures on hotels. I mean, it's going to be nuts. You're going to see this all over the place. So I just see this continuing trend of problems right now. Okay, what am I at? And I think number 10, the airlines. Okay, I found out a few things about the airlines. First things first, the airlines got $25 billion in a bailout. They've already said, hey, we need more money because we didn't think that it would go on this long, and they're not prepared for it. So they squandered $25 billion, God knows what. American Airlines announced that next month they're going to lay off 19,000 people. 19,000 people for American Airlines. Okay, Delta just announced that in October, they're going to lay off 1,941 pilots. So, they don't see it improving over the next 6 months, and they see a real problem with the airline industry as a whole, and they don't see how they're going to fix it, okay? There's no discount that's going to get people to fly. Next one, number 11. 31% of the workers that were brought back to work during the COVID shenanigans in the early stages of all this have already been laid off for a second time. And 26% of those people were told that 26% more were told you're going to be laid off soon as well. So again, this is just continuing, and businesses don't think that they're going to survive. So how you can trim fat, how you can plan, and how you can cut back right now should be a goal that you do every day. And the 12th stat that I found out was the IRS is projecting that it will receive 37 million less W-2s, 37 million. So I don't know about you guys, but if someone's not working, does that mean there's 37 million, unemployed people, or do people have multiple W-2s? So that's a huge stat. Over the last 22 weeks, more than 57 million Americans have filed for unemployment claims. $57 million. Again, we've never seen anything like this. Everything I've read about the Depression, it's always been, entertaining, but this has just been horrific numbers since the Great Recession of 2009. You've got to, get yourself a plan on how you're going to get through this. This is the most critical thing that you can do, because if you have business right now, and I had a meeting with a family member today, and we sat in two cars and went through things he could do with his business, and I rattled off a dozen different things that he could do to get leads, to sell, to offer incentives and things like that. And he's got business right now, but he's just he's concerned about his supply chain. He's concerned about his suppliers going out of business. Call these people, introduce yourself. If you deal with a product and you deal with a big manufacturer, let them know who you are. It's time to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not stepping over your distributor. You're just making sure that everything's good and that you're going to be there to do business, and you want to sell their product. Good luck to everybody. Please like, share, subscribe. I've got a lot of more stuff coming soon, and share this with all your friends and colleagues, and good luck to everybody. Okay, I will see you very soon.